Babies, our future CPAs. Let's now Hello Pinnacle Babies, our future CPAs. Let's now go to taxation first pre-boards. Para maging efficient, sinulat ko lahat ng solutions on the board. Though medyo maliit yung handwriting ko, but don't worry, isa-isahin ko yan. I'll make sure na mag-gets nyo yung mga sinulat ko lahat sa board. Okay? Sige, let's start. Let's go to number 1. Statement 1. A progressive system of taxation means a tax structure where the rate increases as the tax base increases. That's true. Walang mali doon. So, pag progressive, tataas yung tax rate pag tumataas yung tax base. Statement 2, a person may not refuse. Okay, nakalagay kasi may refuse, so false yan. To pay a tax on the ground that he receives no personal benefit from it, so false yung statement 2. Statement 3, a tax is generally unlimited because it is based on the needs of the state. That's also true. True, false, true. Letter B tayo. Only 2 statements are correct. Okay, number 2, statement 1. Levying or yung imposition of taxes is a legislative act. That's correct. Statement 2, assessment and collection is an executive act. That's correct. Statement 3, a state has the power to tax even if not granted by the Constitution. Tama din yan because inherent power of the state yung power of taxation. So all statements are correct. Letter C for number 2. Number 3, statement 1, a state cannot exercise police power if not granted by the Constitution. False yan kasi inherent power of the state din yan. Tama? So yung taxation, eminent domain, and police power. Statement 2, the provisions in the Constitution are grants, mali, limitations. Statement 3, the President may suggest proposals for tax reforms addressed to both houses of Congress, but the revenue bill of such reforms must originate from the House of Representatives. That's correct. So false, false, and true. So sagot natin dito class, only statement 1 is correct. Letter A for number 3. Number 4, statement 1, territoriality is one of the inherent limitations. Tama yan. Statement 2, international committee is an inherent limitation. So false. Nakalagay, constitutional. Statement 3, there can be a double taxation in the Philippines. Pwede. Actually, acceptable naman yung indirect double taxation and highly discouraged yung direct double taxation. True, false, true. Letter B tayo. 2 statements are correct. Number 5, statement 1, for MSMEs, interest expense in connection with the taxpayer's business shall be reduced by an amount equal to 20% of grossed up interest income. Mali yan because iyan yung exception to the rule. Kapag MSME, fully deductible yung interest expense nila. So false yan. Statement 2, interest incurred to acquire property used in business shall be allowed as a capital expenditure or outright deduction at the option of the taxpayer. Hindi ni BIR, so false din yan. Statement 3, the allowable deduction for pension payments to employees will only apply to those pension plan that is funded. Mali yan. Kasi kahit hindi funded, okay? Kapag hindi funded, yung actual payment ni employer kay employee, pwedeng i-deduct yun. So, false din yan. All statements are incorrect. Letter D for number 5. Number 6, statement 1, an individual employee has no choice but to use graduated tax table. That's correct. Kapag compensation income, laging tax table lang yan. Statement 2, an individual engaged in trade or business may opt to use either the graduated tax table or 8%. That's correct. Statement 3, an individual purely engaged in practice of profession can only use 8%. Mali yan. Pwedeng tax table or 8%. True, true, false. Letter B, 2 statements are correct. Okay, number 7, statement 1, generally, fringe benefits are subject to FBT if given to managerial employees. Tama naman yan. Statement 2, fringe benefits were given to rank and file are exempted from FBT. Tama yan. Pero papasok yun sa compensation income nila. Statement 3, the employer dapat, okay, hindi employee, is the person statutory liable to pay the FBT. So false yan. Statement 4, okay sana, kaya lang the basis of FBT is the grossed up monetary value, hindi monetary value. True, true, false, false. Letter B, both, only 2 statements are correct. Okay, number 8, statement 1, a foreigner who shall stay in the Philippines without a definite intention is considered a resident alien. Mali yan kasi nakalagay non-resident alien. False. Statement 2, a non-resident alien who shall stay in the Philippines for 180 days shall be considered engaged in trade or business. Mali. Dapat for more than 180 days. So false din yan. Statement 3, a non-resident citizen is a citizen of the Philippines who leaves the Philippines during a taxable year, either an immigrant, etc. That's correct. False, false, true. Only 1 statement is correct for number 8. Number 9, the following are non-resident citizens except yung A, C, and D, lahat yan NRC. Yung B, hindi. Bakit, sir? Resident citizen yan because a citizen of the Philippines who went on a business trip abroad and stayed there most of the time. So kahit most of the time, dapat for employment purposes. A business trip yan. Resident citizen ba rin yan? Letter B, sagot natin for number 9. And number 10, Mr. X arrived on September 1, 2024 to retire and reside permanently in the Philippines after working as a doctor in Australia. Which of the following statement is correct with respect to Mr. X's classification for income tax purposes? Well, from January 1 to September 1, yung date of arrival, consider siya as NRC. And starting September 2 hanggang December 31, RC na siya. Okay? Ang consistent sa choices is letter B. He shall be classified as NRC for year 2024 with respect to his income derived from sources abroad from January 1 to September 1. Yung ibang choices, hindi yan consistent. So letter B for number 10. Number 11, Ed Sheeran, an English singer, was engaged to sing for 3 days at the Mall of Asia, after which he shall return to his hometown in England. He shall be classified as NRA, NETB. Letter C tayo. Okay? So, NRA, NETB. Number 12, the following individual taxpayers may avail of the 250,000 tax exemption. Which is the exception? Purely business income earners, exercise of profession, pwede yan. Actually, class, yung compensation income earners, yung letter B, yung purely compensation income, technically, nakapag-avail sila ng 250 because yung tax table natin, yung first 250,000 is non-taxable. Okay, exempt yun. So, tama rin yung B. As well as yung mixed income earners. Actually, lahat yan. No? None, because all of the above may avail of the 250,000 tax exemption, letter D. Number 13, which of the following individuals may avail of the 8% income tax rate option? Yung A, hindi pwede kasi nag-exceed ng 3 million. Yung B, compensation income, so laging tax table yan. Letter C, pwede. Mixed income earners, yung GSR niya and other non-operating income not exceeding 3 million. So, pwede mag 8% income tax rate option yan. Okay. Let's go to numbers 14 and 15. So, ito class yung solution natin dyan. Concentrate lang kayo dyan. Number 14, what if the resident citizen or individual? Number 15, what if domestic corporation? So, pinapakompute yung net taxable income natin. A taxpayer presented the following data. Gross sales, meron tayong 3 million. Cost of sales, 1 million. Tama ba class? Gross sales na 3 minus 1, meron tayong gross income na 2 million. And then, minus natin yung operating expenses or allowable deductions sa 500,000. We get yung net taxable income before contributions na 1.5 million. Now, meron tayong mga contributions dito, 4. So, tingnan natin class. First is contribution to government's priority activities. Lagay mo dyan, deductible in full, 100% yan. Contribution to the Catholic Church and yung contribution to non-accredited NGO with limit naman yan. So, add mo siya, 70 plus 30, 100,000 yung with limit. Contribution to the victims of typhoon, non-deductible yan. So, basically class, sa 4 na contributions, yung una, yung 50,000 deductible in full. Yung 100,000 with limit, tapos yung sa typhoon ay non-deductible. So, ginawa ko dito, meron akong contribution na 50, deductible in full, hindi ko na kailangan i-multiply yan. Ngayon, yung isa naman, na with limit, i-compare natin. Pag individual, 10% ang magiging limit natin. Tama? So, 1.5 million, which is net taxable income before contributions times 10%, 150,000 yung limit. Yung actual is 100. 100 versus 150, whichever is lower, 100,000. Okay? So therefore, ang makakompute ko dyan, 1.5 million minus 50,000 yung deductible in full, minus 100. Kapag individual, 1,350,000 yung net taxable income natin. That's why letter A for number 14, kapag yung taxpayer is a resident citizen. Now, kapag naman corporation, domestic corporation, 5% naman yung limit natin. So 1.5 million times 5% is 75,000. So, i-minus natin yung 50,000 na deductible in full, 75,000 versus yung actual na 10,000, whichever is lower, 75. 1.5 million minus 50 minus 75 net taxable income kapag corporation is 1,375,000. Letter B tayo for number 15. Number 16, which of the following is excluded from gross income? Yung A, B, and C, included lahat yan. Okay? Yung letter D, stock dividends, liquidating dividends, excluded naman siya from gross income. Letter D tayo for number 16. Number 17, Y was injured in a vehicular accident with Z, a drunk driver. Y incurred and paid medical expenses of 150,000. Legal fees. Both reimbursed by Z. Okay, ang tinatanong sa atin dito class yung taxable amount. Y recovered 350,000 as settlement from the insurance company. That one is also exempt. Yung kanina, yung 150, exempt din sila. Ang taxable lang dito yung Y likewise recovered 50,000 to compensate Y's month absence from work. Ito yung lost profits. Okay, yung recovery of lost profits. Letter B tayo for number 17. Iyon lang yung taxable dyan. Everything else, exempt. Number 18, which of the following is is included from gross income. Yung A, B, and D, lahat yan excluded. Pero yung C, share of a partner in net income of GPP, taxable siya on the separate capacity of the partners. Okay, letter C tayo for number 18. 19, in computing net taxable income, no deduction shall in case be allowed in respect to, except. So, no deduction tapos except. So, ingat ka doon. So, ibig sabihin, alin daw dito class yung deductible. Yung A, C, and D, lahat yan ay non-deductible. Ang deductible dito is letter B. Bakit, sir? Premiums paid on any insurance policy when the immediate family members of such employee are directly the beneficiary. Okay? Pag yung employee or yung immediate family members ng beneficiary, deductible yung premiums. Kapag yung company or yung corporation, hindi deductible. Number 20. Ms. Z retired from GHI Corporation and received 1 million as retirement pay. The corporation went bankrupt the following year. Which of the following cases would the 1 million retirement pay received by Ms. Z be subject to income tax? Sige natin. Case 1, if the retirement pay was paid based on a reasonable pension where Ms. Z was 55 years old and has served the corporation for more than 12 years, pasado naman doon sa requirement natin, at least 50 years old, at least 10 years. So yung case 1, hindi siya taxable. Case 2, Ms. Z was forced by the corporation to retire beyond her control. Kapag beyond control, hindi rin taxable yan. None of the above cases, letter D, for number 20. Number 21, an NRA ETB shall be exempt from, alin daw dito yung exempt? PCSO winnings more than 10,000, 20% final tax yan. Prices of less than 10,000, ordinary income yan. C, interest income under FCDS, yan yung exempt. Okay? Yung letter D naman, royalties from books, 10%. So, C tayo for number 21. Numbers 22 onwards, magre-refer tayo dito, class. So, basically, ito ay quarterly computation ng tax ng isang individual. Okay? Tingnan natin. So, an individual taxpayer signified his intention to be taxed at 8% on gross sales in his first quarter return. So, binigyan tayo ng data, ng table dyan, and yung tax table, binigyan na rin tayo. So, let's see. Quarter 1, start muna tayo. We have gross sales na 450,000. So, nilagay ko dito, 450. Siyempre, wag mo kalimutan ni add yung other non-operating income na 50. So, before you deduct yung exempt na 250,000. Okay? And then, you get net taxable income to 50,000 times 8%. Ibig sabihin, class, 20,000 yung income tax payable natin. Alright? So, 20,000. Actually, hindi mo tinatanong yung first quarter, pero siyempre, kailangan quarterly yung computation na cumulative. Okay? So, quarter 2. We have 1,350,000 gross sales. Basically, in-add natin yung quarter 1 and quarter 2. Quarter 1, 450 plus 900 quarter 2, kaya ako nakuha yung 1,350. Same thing for other non-operating income. Quarter 1 is 50, quarter 2 is 150. So, minus 250, net taxable income natin is 1,250,000. Times 8%, nakuha natin yung 100. But since cumulative yung computation natin, don't forget na i-deduct yung binayad natin ng first quarter na 20. That's why answer mo dito, class, 80,000 for number 22, how much daw yung second quarter? 80,000, letter B. Okay, quarter 3. Add natin yung gross sales for the first 3 quarters. 450,000, 900 plus 1.3, 650,000 yan. Add natin yung 3 na other non-operating income. First 3 quarters, 50,000 plus 100 plus 200, 350 minus yung 250,000. Net taxable income natin is 2,750,000. Multiply by 8%. You have 220, but don't forget na nagbayad na tayo ng 20 ng first quarter, 80 ng second quarter, therefore 120,000 yung sagot natin dyan. Okay, hindi tinatanong yung third quarter, yung final, yung fourth quarter yung tinatanong sa atin. And take note na starting fourth quarter, so sobra na sa 3 million yung gross sales natin. 450 plus 900 plus 1.3 plus 3.5, 6,150,000 yung gross sales. Ibig sabihin, vatable na tayo. Hindi tayo pwede mag 8% income tax rate option, tax table tayo. And then minus, i-add natin yung other non-operating income. Pag in-add mo lahat yan, other non-operating income natin is 50,000 plus 100 plus 200 plus 500, 850. Add mo yan, 7 million. This time, since tax table, pwede na tayo mag-minus ng cost of sales. Yung 3 million, iyan yung sum ng lahat ng cost of sales for 4 quarters. Same thing for allowable deductions. In-add natin yung 4 quarters. Net taxable income, 2,950,000. Okay? But this time, tax table tayo. Yung 2,950,000, papasok siya sa between 2 million and 8 million. 402,500 plus 30% in excess of 2 million. So, therefore, ang makukuha mo dyan na income tax due is 687,500. But don't forget, nagbayad ka na ng 20, 80, and 120 or total of 220,000 para makuha mo yung income tax payable, i-minus mo yun, you get 467,500. Letter B for number 23. Number 24, how much is the other percentage tax under Section 116 for the third quarter? Wala na, kasi in third quarter, 8% income tax rate option ko eh. And we know yung 8% na yan is in lieu of OPT under Section 116. Hindi mo na kailangan bayaran yan. Letter D tayo, not subject to Section 116. 25, which of the following is included from gross income? Ang included lang diyang class ay yung letter C, refund of local taxes. So again, nasa G-sheets natin yan, but basically, yung minor topic sa tax, local tax, minor topic lang yan. Ayan, included yan. Yung mga major topics usually ay excluded from gross income kapag na-refund sila. 26, which of the following is incorrect regarding the use of 8%? A, B, and C, tama naman. Ang mali dyan yung D. The qualified taxpayer who avails of the 8% is no longer entitled to 250,000. Mali yun. As you can see sa computation natin, lahat yan may minus 250,000. Letter D tayo for number 26. Number 27, which of the following benefits received by an employee may be subject to the graduated income tax? Yung first one, yung annual medical benefits, okay sana, de minimis benefit yan eh. But since ang ceiling niyan ay hanggang 10,000 lang, yung excess na 10,000 pa, kasi 20,000 nakalagay, ayun, pwedeng subject yan sa graduated tax. Yung number 2, sa rank and file binigay, as well as yung number 3, ayun, papasok sa compensation income nila yan. Yung number 4 naman, uniform including allowance 6,000 per year, actually yan yung maximum na exempt yung ceiling natin. So hindi siya papasok as compensation income. So number 1 and 1, 2, 3 lang. So all except 4, letter D tayo for number 27. 28, the monetary value of the housing privilege shall be 50% except, alin daw dito yung 100%. A, B, and C, lahat yan ay for the use of the employee, therefore 50%. Yung letter D may transfer of ownership, therefore 100% yan. Okay? So, we have a corporation and then binigyan tayo ng 4 years. Ito yung solution natin. Pinapakompute sa ating class yung income tax payable. Okay? So, meron tayong 4 years. 20X1, X2, X3, and X4. Tignan natin. So, pag tignan natin yung table, meron tayong sales, cost of sales, OPEX, non-operating income, CWT. Don't forget yung CWT, mina-minus natin sa dulo yan. Meron tayong taxes paid in previous 3 quarters. And then the corporation chooses to credit in future years any excess tax credits it may have in taxable year. The corporation is subject to 25% RCIT and 2% MCIT on all years presented above. Okay, so ganito lang gawin ko dyan, class. Start tayo with 20X1. So meron tayong sales sa 1.7 million. Di mo na kailangan i-gross up because nakalagay naman dyan ay sales gross of CWT. Naka-gross up na. Cost of sales, 530, given siya. Non-operating income, 700. So, we have gross income na 1,870. Tama? May gross income tayo. Minus allowable deduction sa 1,820, we get the net taxable income, 50,000. Multiply natin by 25%, RCIT natin is 12,500. Don't forget, since corporation yan, subject yan sa MCIT. Kaya nag-compute tayo ng gross income. Yung row na yan, iyan yung basis ng 2% natin. 1,870,000 times 2%, iyan yung MCIT natin na 37,400. Okay? Siyempre, whichever is higher. Ano yung higher dyan? MCIT. Kaya ginamit natin dito, class, is yung MCIT. Kinompute ko na rin yung excess MCIT whenever mas mataas si MCIT than RCIT. So yung difference yan, 37,400 minus 12,500 is 24,900. And we know yung excess MCIT, pwede natin i-carry over for the next 3 years. So may MCIT tayo 37,400, nagbayad tayo given sa problem yung 2,000, nakalagay dyan, taxes paid in previous 3 quarters. Kasi cumulative yan eh. Tama? Kumbaga, ito yung quarter 4. And then, may CWT tayo given then 17,000. We get the income tax payable 18,400, letter B for number 29. Okay, let's go to 20X2. Ganun lang din. We have sales, 1.8 million. 430,000 tayo na cost of sales. Non-operating income na 400. Gross income, 1,770,000. Yan yung basis ng MCIT natin. Allowable deductions, 1,740, 200. And then, you get a net taxable income. Multiply by 25%, RCIT mo is 7,450. MCIT natin, 1,770,000 times 2% is 35,400. Actually, mas mataas pa rin yung MCIT natin, 35,400. Excess MCIT, difference sila, 35,400 minus 7,450, 27,950. Okay? Ngayon, yung MCIT mas mataas, 35,400, i-minus natin yung taxes paid given sa problem, 5,500, minus yung CWT na 18,000. Therefore, meron pa tayong income tax payable, 11,900. For number 30, it's letter B. Okay, so 31 naman, 20X3. Same pa rin, sales, 1,740,000. We have cost of sales, 110. Non-operating income, 70. Meron tayong gross income, which is yung basis ng MCIT natin. Allowable deductions, 1.5 million. Net taxable income is 200,000. Times 25%, RCIT is 50,000. Compute natin yung MSIT. 1.7 million times 2% is 34. This time, mas mataas na yung RSIT natin. Okay? Kaysa sa MSIT. Wala tayong excess MSIT. Okay? Kasi mas mataas yung RSIT. Yung 1,250, yun yung taxes paid ng previous 3 quarters, minus 7,4 yung CWT. And take note, yung excess MSIT natin nung year 1 and year 2, pwede natin i-carry over. Doon mo tayo sa year 1. 24,900, pwede mo siya i-minus ngayon. Okay? Pero yung year 2 na 27,950, hindi lahat yan pwede mong i-carry over because magzi-zero na income tax payable mo. Ang pwede mo lang i-carry over para mag-zero income tax payable natin is 16,450. So may matitira pa sa excess MSIT natin ng year 2. Basically, zero yung babayaran natin ng 20x3. Letter A tayo for number 31. And the last one, yung 20x4 naman nating class. Sales natin, 200, 200. Minus cost natin na 510, 100. Plus non-operating income na 230,000. Meron tayong gross income na 820, 100. Yan yung basis na MSIT natin. Allowable deductions, 1.2 million. We have the net taxable income, 620, 100. Times 25%, ito yung RSIT. Compute natin yung MSIT, 1,820, 100. Times 2%, 36,402. Which is mas mataas yung RSIT natin. Okay? And then minus natin class, yung taxes paid, 106,923 given sa problem yan. Minus natin yung CWT na 21,002 given sa problem. And then minus natin yung natitirang excess MSIT. Kung maalala nyo sa 20x2, 27,900, ang na-carry over mo lang dyan yung 16,450. 27,950 minus 16,450, ang pwede mo pa i-carry over is 11,500 dito sa 20x4. Therefore, ang payable natin is 15,600, letter A for number 32. Okay? And then number 33, how much is the unutilized excess MSIT end of 20x3? Ayun, na-compute natin kanina, which is yung kinary over natin class sa 20x4, 11,500, letter B for number 33. Okay, 34, an individual taxpayer earning income from his employment and practice of profession indicated in his first quarter return that he is availing 8%. Okay, his gross receipts from practice of profession does not exceed the VAT threshold. To what tax will his income be subject to? Pag compensation income, always graduated income tax, yung tax table natin. Professional income, pumasa naman sa mga requisites, therefore 8% siya. Letter C tayo for number 34. 35, the following are required to file an ITR except yung A, C, and D, pwede yan. Pero yung pangalawa, yung letter B, NRA, NETB, hindi na kasi subject naman sa final, sa 25% final withholding tax lagi yan. So hindi na kailangan mag-file ng ITR niyan. Number 36, which of the following is incorrect? Ano daw yung mali dito? A proprietary educational institution is yung B, C, and D, lahat yan tama. Yung A, mali. Bakit, sir? Kasi kapag meron siyang permit from DepEd Cheddar test na hindi exempt, dapat 10%. Letter A tayo for number 36. 37, the records reveal the following taxes and fees incurred by practicing CPA. How much daw yung deductible? So, tingin kayo dito, class, sa yung solution natin. So, 37 pala. Ito siya. Okay, ito yung solution natin. Isa-isay natin kung deductible or hindi. Professional tax receipt for accounting practice, syempre, necessary yan. 600 deductible. Car registration, pero take note, class, 60% lang yung ginagamit in practice. So, yung ginagamit lang in practice, yun lang yung deductible sa business natin. 3,000 times 60% is 1,800. Okay? Depreciation and gasoline, 60% lang din. So, depreciation, 75,000 times 60%, 45,000. Ngayon, yung gasoline, 30,000 times 60%, 18,000. Yung iba non-deductible na. Income tax, donor's tax, final tax, hindi deductible yan pag pagka na-refund natin. Real property, okay sana, kaya lang, residential yung nakalagay. So, ibig sabihin, for family use yan. Surcharge, hindi rin deductible yan. So, add mo lahat yung class. 65,400. Letter A tayo for number 37. Number 38, which of the following is correct? Well, yung A, yung hospitals for profits, 25% yan. So, mali. 10% nakalagay. Yung OBU, yung letter B, 25% din yan. Yung letter D, yung Regional Operating Headquarters, 25% din yan. Yung letter C, yung Regional Area Headquarters, yan lang yung tama because exempt yan, yung letter C. 39, which of the following is not one of the requisites for exemption from 6% CGT on sale of real property classified as capital assets? So, pag nagbenta tayo ng lupa, 6% yan. Yung A, B, and C, lahat yan requisites for exemptions. Pero yung isa, yung letter D, sale of principal residence must result in a gain, hindi yan kailangan because Kapag sale of real property, ang basis naman natin dyan, higher of selling price or fair market value. Okay? Hindi na mahalaga kung magkano yung cost or yung gain or loss mo dyan. Okay? So letter D tayo for number 39. 40, 41, 42. Okay? Ang solution natin ay ito. So concentrate kayo dito. Tingnan natin class. A taxpayer made available the following financial information. Meron tayong gross receipts, 10 million. Okay. Cost of services, 6 million. Siyempre, yung gross receipts minus the cost, yung gross income natin na 4 million. Salaries and wages, deductible yan. Transportation and travel, deductible yan. Rental, deductible din siya. Yung year natin, nakalagay 120,000. Pero take note, sale of services to, may limit yan. 1%. 10 million times 1%, 100,000 yung limit. Yung actual natin is 120, limit is 100, syempre, doon tayo sa lower. Depreciation, 200, office supplies, 20, miscellaneous, 10,000. Therefore, net taxable income mo dyan is 2,410,000. Alright, ang tanong sa atin is income tax due pag resident citizen. Syempre, pag resident citizen ka, gagamit tayong tax table. Papasok siya sa between 2 million and 8 million. So, 402,500 plus 30% in excess of 2 million, apply mo yung tax table, 525,500 yung sagot mo dyan. Letter B tayo for number 40. Number 41 naman class, what if the ordinary partnership? Ordinary partnerships are taxable as regular corporations. Therefore, yung net taxable income na 2,410, multiply mo sa 25%, 602,500, letter C, sagot mo dyan. And syempre, favorite mo, yung number 42 kasi GPP. Alam mo, kapag GPP, exempt from income tax yan. Okay? Yung basic income tax. Letter A agad tayo, 0 for GPP. 43, which of the following statements is correct? Alin daw yung tama dito, class? Tignan natin yung mga choices. A joint venture for undertaking construction projects, whether licensed or not, is not taxable. Hindi, dapat licensed lang. Pag hindi ka licensed, taxable ka na. A GPP is taxable sa corporation, mali kasi exempt yan. Letter C yung tama. A co-ownership where the activities of the co-owners extend to the development of property and collection of income is taxable sa corporation. Tama yan. Kapag beyond mere preservation na yung co-ownership, taxable na yan as regular corporations. Yung letter D naman, a consortium for energy operations, exempt yan. Okay, nakalagay, taxable. Letter C lang yung tama. 44, which of the following is not one of the constitutional limitations? Yung A, B, and D, lahat yan constitutional. Letter C, hindi. Exemption is inherent limitation. Okay? Number 45, for income tax purposes, which of the following is taxable on income within and without? Dalawa lang naman yan. Is either resident citizen or domestic corporation. A, an American who is married to a Filipina and residing in Makati who is in the process of obtaining Filipino citizenship. Well, alien niya kasi American. Okay, hindi pa siya resident alien yan because hindi pa in process pa rin eh. Hindi pa siya talaga naturalized. Okay, so yung A natin is resident alien. B, Filipino citizen residing in Laguna, yan, resident citizen yan. Taxable yan within and without the Philippines. Yung letter C, non-resident citizen naman yan, taxable within lang yan. Resident foreign corporation, taxable within lang yan. So letter B yung sagot natin. Ngayon class, 46 to 48, actually reconciliation to. Okay, i-reconcile natin yung net income per books or yung accounting income to net taxable income. By the way, di ko alam mo kita sa camera, pero this one is net taxable income. Okay, so tingnan natin class. The following were taken from the income statement of XYZ for the current taxable year. Gross profit from sales, 800. Business expenses. Provision for bad debts, 80,000. Pag provision pa lang, hindi deductible yan for tax purposes. And by the way, ang pinapakompute sa atin, number 46 daw, total non-deductible expenses or taxable other income. Ito yan. 47 naman class is yung non-taxable income and income subject to final tax. So, since nire-reconcile natin yung net income, yung accounting income, parang sa FAR nyo, yung sa FAR, accounting income, gagawin natin net taxable income. So, lahat ng non-deductible expense at taxable other income, kailangan i-add back natin yan dun sa net income. Lahat naman ng non-taxable other income and income subject to final tax, ile-less naman natin yan para ma-convert natin yung accounting income into net taxable income. Alright, so meron tayo diyang class, kung makapansin nyo, yung net income sa baba is 330. Nilagay ko lang siya dyan. Tingnan natin per item, alin yung i-add, alin yung i-less natin. Okay? Start mo tayo sa provision for bad debts. In-add ko siya because for tax purposes ay hindi siya deductible. Nakadeduct yan sa 330 eh. Kasi sa accounting, naka-minus yan eh. In-add ba ko yan? Next natin class, yung write-off of inventory lost due to spoilage. For tax purposes, hindi ka nagde-deduct ng mga spoilages na ganyan. Kaya kailangan i-add back mo rin yan. Next natin, meron tayong other income. Dividend income from domestic corporation. Well, exempt yan. Okay? Non-taxable yan or exempt. Ibig sabihin, for tax purposes, hindi natin siya i-recognize as income. Kaya minus ko siya, minus 50,000. Next natin, interest income on Philippine bank deposit. 20% final tax yan. I-minus ko rin siya. Okay? Kasi for tax purposes, hindi mo na i-report sa ITR yan. Accounts written off during the year, 50,000. Now, pag nag-write off ka sa accounting, walang epekto sa net income yun. Pero for tax purposes, ay deductible na yan. Actually, minus din yan. Minus 50,000. Okay? And then, recoveries of AR, ang allowed lang daw sa BIR ay 30,000. So, sa accounting, pag nagre-recover ka, wala namang effect sa net income. Kaya kailangan, wala pa siya 330. Pero for tax purposes, taxable yan. Kaya nag-plus 30,000 tayo. So, ngayon, lahat ng in-add nating class, lahat ng in-add back natin, 80, 20 plus 30, 130,000. Kaya sagot mo dyan sa sa number 46, how much is the total non-deductible expense or taxable other income? 130,000. Letter C tayo for number 46. Number 47 naman class, iyan lahat ng dineduct natin. Tatlo yung dineduct natin. Dividend income na 50, interest income na 20, and write-off na 50. Total niyan is 120,000. Letter D. Okay? And then how much do yung net taxable income? Net income per books, 330. Plus natin yung 130 na sagot natin sa 46, minus natin yung 120, sagot natin sa 47, net taxable income is 340,000, letter A. Okay. Number 49, the following are your clients. Sino daw dito class yung qualified sa 8%? Yung si A hindi pwede kasi nag-exceed ng 3 million yung gross sales niya. Si B naman hindi pwede kasi compensation income, laging tax table yan. Si C, hindi pwede yung cockpit arena or yung sabungan, under section 125 yan, amusement tax yan. Si D lang yung pwede kasi non-VAT registered siya, tapos yung sales niya 1 million lang, hindi nag-exceed ng VAT threshold. Kaya letter D sagot natin sa number 49. 50, which of the following is not correct? Okay, yung A, C, and D tama naman yan. Yung letter B yung mali, boy. A joint venture for undertaking construction projects is taxable the same as an ordinary partnership. Okay, hindi. Pag construction projects, exempt yan eh. Pagka ordinary partnership, taxable. Therefore, letter B tayo for number 50. Yan yung mali. Pero all other choices, tama yan. 51, which of the following statement is correct for OSD? Tingnan natin yung choices. A, OSD is available against compensation income. Mali yan. Letter B, tama yan. For individual taxpayers, OSD, pag individuals, 40% of GSR. Letter B for number 41. Yung letter C naman, class, the election of OSD is irrevocable only for the specific quarter. Mali yan, for the rest of the year na. For letter D naman, unless the taxpayer signifies his intention, he shall be considered as having avail of OSD. Mali. Kapag wala kang signify, itemized deductions yan. Alright, so 52. How much daw yung total income taxes withheld? Nasaan yan? 52 natin is this one. Okay? So concentrate kayo dito. How much daw yung final tax? Interest income on bank deposit, 20% yan. 100,000 times 20% is 20,000. Royalty from patented invention, 20% din yan. 150 times 20% is 30. Royalty from musical composition, 10% yan. 75,000 times 10%, 75. Prizes won in singing contest, ordinary income yan, saktong 10,000. Share from business partnership, as if dividends yan, 50,000 times 10%, 5,000. Share from GPP, papasok sa ITR yan. Dividend from domestic corporation, syempre, resident citizen, so 10%. 25,000 times 20%, 2,500. Lotto winnings, 80,000, subject yan sa 20%. So, 20% final tax, so 16. Add mo lahat yan, 81,000, letter D tayo for number 52. Number 53, okay, ito madali lang. Binigyan tayong information, Philippines and abroad, okay, within and without the Philippines. Pero actually, yung abroad, pwede mo na i-disregard yan kasi mga given sa atin, taxable lang within the Philippines. 53, if it is a non-resident cinematographic film owner or lessor, 25% on gross income yan. Ang gross income sa atin sa Philippines, 4 million. Taxable within lang yan. 4 million times 25%, ito siya, that is 1 million. So, sagot mo dyan sa number 53, letter D. Number 54, if it is a non-resident owner of vessels chartered by Philippine nationals, 4.5% naman yan. 4 million based on gross income times 4.5 is 180,000, letter C. Pero yung isa, pag offshore business unit, taxable as a regular corporation within the Philippines. Kaya net taxable income yung basis natin. Gross income 4 million, allowable deductions 2.5, net taxable mo 1.5. Times 25%, 375,000. Letter C tayo for number 55. 56, which of the following income received by resident citizen is subject to final withholding tax? Yung A, B, and D, lahat yan ordinary income. Ang subject lang sa final withholding tax, letter C, share in net income in an ordinary partnership kasi isa SIF dividends yan. So 10% final tax yan for number 56. 57, which of the following is an income subject to final tax? Yung A, share individual taxpayer from distributable net income of GPP, hindi. Hindi yan final tax. Kasi ano yan, separate capacity nila yan. Letter B yung final tax. Dividend income from domestic to non-resident foreign corporation is either 15% or 25%, depende kung may tax pairing. So letter B tayo for number 57. Yung C naman, withholding tax on compensation, withholding tax, hindi siya final tax. Okay? CWT yan. Yung fringe benefits given to rank and file, ordinary income naman yan. Hindi yan subject to FBT. Okay, so 58, 59, 60, 61, ito siya. Dito tayo mag-concentrate. Alright? So, hindi ko alam kung kita to, pero babasahin ko yan later. Basically, ang tinatanong sa atin is 58, how much the income tax due assuming itemized deductions. A resident citizen has the following financial information related to his real estate business. So, meron tayong rental receipts, net of CWT. Siyempre, kapag naka-net, i-gross up natin. 570,000, divide mo sa 95%. Ito yung rental receipts natin, 600,000. Cost of rental, 100. Business expenses, 50,000, deductible yan. Interest income on receivable from her sister. Take note class na kapag related sa family member, yung income ay taxable. Yung expense ay non-deductible. Okay, ingat ka doon. So dito, interest income receivable, kahit ba sister pa yan, taxable yan. Plus 15. Interest expense on loan to father, well, yung interest expense on loan to father, non-deductible yan kasi related yan. Okay, ulitin ko. Pag related family member, kapag income, taxable. Pag expense, non-deductible. Actually, tinatanong din sa atin yung non-deductible. Nandun siya sa number 60. So, lagay ko na rin. Ito yung non-deductible. So, interest expense father, non-deductible yan. And then, ano pa? Next. Royalty income from book net of final withholding tax. Tinatanong din kasi yung withholding tax, which is number 61. Compute na rin natin. Pag books, 10% yan. And naka-net. So, ginawa ko dyan, 90,000 divide by 90%. Grinos up ko muna. Times 10%, ayun, 10,000 yung final tax natin ng royalties. Sige. Gain on sale of personal car bought in 2020. Well, personal car yan eh. So, considered siya as capital asset. 2024 yung year natin, binili siya in 2020, long term yan. So, yung gain na 90,000 times 50%, 45% yung capital gain natin. Okay. Next, loss on sale of rental property to brother, family member, so non-deductible, nilagay ko dito. Loss to brother, 50,000, non-deductible. Loss on sale of equipment not used in business, acquired in 2024. Okay, hindi ginagamit in business, pero pwede pa rin i-deduct yan kasi may capital gain ka kanina. So, capital loss yan, 2024 binili for short term, so 100% yan. Capital gain mo is 45, capital loss 20, pwede mo i-deduct lahat ng capital loss. Okay, dividend from Jollibee Corporation, 10% final tax yan. So, ginawa ko, 30,000 times 10%, dividend 3,000. Dividend from Resident Foreign Corporation, ordinary income yan. Papasok sa tax table natin, nilagay ko dito. Expenses for swimming lesson, personal expenses yan, non-deductible. Okay, 58. Income tax you assuming itemized deductions. So, net taxable income is 565,000. Papasok siya dun sa between 400 and 800,000. 22.5 plus 20% in excess of 400,000. Makukuha mo dyan, class, pag sinubject mo siya sa tax table, 55,500, letter B for number 58. Okay, number 59 naman, ito, medyo maraming na-confuse dito, maraming nagkamali sa 59, kapag nag-OSD ka. So, class, yung OSD natin, ito siya, 59, pag individual, okay, individual yan eh, ba? Individual, nakalagay dito, resident citizen. Yung OSD mo is based on GSR, okay? Hindi siya based on gross income. Ang GSR mo dito ay yung rental lang, yung 600,000. Yung interest income, capital gain, yung mga ganyan, part yan ng gross income eh. So, hindi siya part ng GSR. Pag sinabing GSR or gross sales or receipts, dapat ay related lang sa main line of business. Okay? So, rental mo 600 times 40%, OSD mo is 240. Alright? So, isama mo yung interest income na 15, yung capital gain na 45, and then yung capital loss na 20. Alright? So, ang nire-replace ng OSD mo ay yung operating expenses. Hindi na nire-replace yung capital loss. So, that's why kailangan mo pa rin i-deduct yan. Kasi yung capital loss hindi naman related sa business yan. And next natin, dividend income from RFC, kanina, syempre kasama yan. Net taxable income is 475. Subject natin sa tax table, 475,000. Papasok siya sa between 475 is between 400 and 800,000. So, 22,500 plus 20% in excess of 400,000, 37,500 yung income tax due natin. Pero take note, income tax payable yan. Kapag payable yung talong sa atin, huwag mong kalimutan yung CWT. How much yung CWT? 600,000 na rental times 5%, 30,000. 37,500 income tax due minus CWT na 30, income tax payable natin is 7,500. Letter A tayo for number 59. 60, non-deductible expense. I-total mo lang yung kanina. Yan yung interest expense of father, loss on sales of brother, and swimming lessons. 80,000 yung total niyan. Letter D tayo for number 60. And then yung final withholding taxes naman, class, dalawa lang naman. Royalty at dividends. Na-compute natin earlier, total niyan is 13,000. Letter D tayo for number 61. Okay, 62. Which of the following is not one of the requisites for tax exemption? Yung A, B, and D, lahat yan requisites sa tax exemption on foreign source dividends. Letter C, hindi. Kasi nakalagay, the domestic corporation holds directly a maximum. Hindi maximum, at least dapat. At least 20%. Letter C, 62. Number 63, the following rules apply to sale of capital assets not subject to CGT except, okay, holding period does not apply to corporations. Tama naman yan. Capital losses, deductible only to capital gains, whether individual or corp. Tama din yan. Yung C, yung mali. Kasi holding period for individuals is 100% for short-term capital loss. So, letter C. Yung letter D, tama din. Net capital loss carry over pang individual lang yan. 64, which of the following is an incorrect statement on sale of real property? Okay? So, yung A, B, and C, tama. Ayan. Yung letter D, yung mali. Kasi dapat withhold as source by the buyer. So, letter D tayo for number 64. Hindi si seller. Si buyer nag-withhold. Number 65, which of the following is incorrect? Lahat yan tama except yung B. Boy, the assumed life for housing privilege is 25 years. Hindi 25, 20 years. Paano mo na-compute, sir, yung 20 years? Iyan yung 5%. Tama? Sa computation natin ng monetary value. Ano ba yung 5%? 1 over 20. Okay? Kaya 20 years yung assumed useful life kapag housing privilege. Letter B, hindi siya 25, dapat 20. Okay, so last one. Last long problem na tayo. So, ang solution natin dyan, class, ay ito. Ito, solution natin. Sige. Pinapakompute sa atin yung gross income, allowable deductions, taxable, income tax still due, etc. Sa natin yung given. In the course of your examination as revenue officer of the audit of CPA Corporation, which sells and leases real estate, so nagbebenta, kasi sales nakalagay. So, meron yung sale of goods and leases, services yun. So, meron yung sale of services. Okay, by virtue of a letter of authority issued by BAR, the income statement is per operations follows. Isa-isa natin, class. Gain on sale of residential lots. Merong gain na 750,000. And then naka-note D. Tingin ka sa note D. The gain on sale represents gain on sale of lots with a total selling price of 3.2 million. Tama ba, class? Kung meron kang gain on sale na 750, okay, and then meron kang selling price na 3.2, okay, ibig sabihin, selling price minus gain, yung cost mo ay 2,450,000. Okay lang? Kaya nilagay ko dito, cost of sales, 2,450,000. Huwag yan. So, given ka ng selling price, given ka ng gain, kung meron kang gain, ibig sabihin, yung selling price mo ay mas mataas sa cost. Kaya nakuha ko doon 2,450,000. Alright? Next. Pero yung net sales and revenues, o yung total natin, kasama dyan yung 3.2 million. Okay? Yung sale of goods. Sige, next. Second item naman tayo. Bank interest income. Note B, nakalagay 40,000. Note B, tingin ka sa note B, the bank interest income is 20% net of final tax. Ang magiging epekto niyan later, class, is yung non-deductible interest expense. Okay, naalala niyo yan? Tama ba, ang non-deductible interest is 20% of grossed up interest income. So, ang interest income dyan na nakalagay is 40,000. Tama ba, class? Naka-net daw yan. Pag dinivide ko by 80%, makukuha ko dyan is 50,000. Ang non-deductible is 20%, so 50,000 times 20%, non-deductible interest expense is 10,000. Ngayon, tingin ka muna sa baba, sa gitna na portion. Interest expense is 120. Nakita niyo yan? 120,000. Pero ang non-deductible is 10. Kaya 120 minus 10 ay 110,000 lang yung deductible interest expense natin. Got it? Next, third item, dividend income from XYZ Corporation. Note C. XYZ is a domestic corporation. Tama ba, class? Domestic to domestic, exempt yung 65,000. Next, rental income, note A. Note A natin, the balance sheet showed advanced rental income of 600, which is not included in the rent income reported above. Dapat i-include mo yan. Kasi kapag rent, cash basis yung CBAR. Ngayon, 4.2 million yung report niya, hindi pa daw kasama yung 600. 4.2 million plus 600, 4.8 million. Okay? So, kaya iyan yung sale of services natin. Sale of goods, 3.2 million. Sale of services, 4.8. Nakuha natin na total is 8 million. minus yung cost, gross income natin is 5,550,000. Kaya sagot mo dyan sa number 66, how much daw yung gross income? C, sagot mo dyan. 5,550,000. Next item. And then take note pala class, nakalagay dun sa note A, the payer has properly withheld the appropriate withholding tax. How much ba yung withholding tax sa rent income? 5%. Compute na natin. So 4.8 million times 5%. Okay? So yung CWT natin dito is 240,000. Mamaya gagamitin natin siya in computing the income tax payable. Next, salaries and wages, 750. Siyempre, deductible yan. We have depreciation, deductible, 400,000. Yung year natin, mamaya yan. Office supplies, 110,000. Advertising expense ay 60,000. Okay? O, dun tayo sa year. Dalawa kasi yung year sa binibenta natin. Meron tayong sale of goods and meron tayong sale of services. Doon muna tayo sa goods. Sabi dyan, punta ka dun sa note E, the total year na 45,000 are in proportion to sale of goods na residential lots and sale of services na rental income. So, kailangan mag-ratio proportion tayo dito. Tama ba class, ang total ng year ay 45,000. Paano malalaman how much dyan yung pang-goods? Well, ang sales natin 3.2 million. Okay? Sale of services natin ay 4.8. 3.2 plus 4.8, 8 million yung denominator natin. Okay, so gagawin ko dyan, 45,000 times 3.2 over 8 para makuha ko yung sale of goods. Yung actuals is 18,000. Sa services naman, 45,000 times 4.8 over 8, 27,000 naman yan. Siyempre kapag year, actual versus limit tayo. Doon mo tayo sa goods, 3.2 million yung goods eh. And ang limit yan is 0.5%. Times 0.5%, limit mo 16,000. Whichever is lower, 16,000 pipiliin natin. Sa services naman class, 1% yung limit. 4.8 times 1% is 48,000. Whichever is lower is 27. 16 plus 27, ang total year natin is 43,000. Yan yung sagot natin sa number 67, total year, allowable deduction for the year is 43,000. Number 68, total allowable deductions. Well, lahat na naka-minus dito, i-add lang natin yan. Okay? So 750 salaries, depreciation 400, year 43, office supplies 110, advertising 60, interest 110, taxes and licenses 90,000 lang class. Kasi sabi dyan, punta ka sa note F. Taxes and licenses include non-deductible expenses na 160. Kung mapapansin nyo class, taxes and licenses given is 250,000. 250 minus 160, 90,000 lang yan. Pag in-add mo lahat ng allowable deductions na yan, makukuha mo dyan is letter A, 1,563,000. Okay, next. Siyempre, may gross income ka, and then meron ka mga deductions, you get the net taxable income. Alright? And nakalagay dyan sa letter G, total assets daw, 110 million. Therefore, 25% gagamitin mo dyan. Times 25%, our seat natin, 996,750. Pero ang as per client, yung computation niya, tingin ka dun sa babang-baba. Ang na-compute natin is 996,750. Tama? Pero yung kinompute ni client na income tax expense is 616,250. Difference nila, 996,750 plus 616,250, meron kang deficiency, kulang pa, na 380,500. Kaya sagot mo sa 69, deficiency income tax letter D. And then income tax still due. Sir, magkaiba ba yan? Yes, because take note na meron tayong CWT na nabayaran na natin yung kay BIR. So, 380,500 yung deficiency natin, pero nagbayad ka ng CWT na 240. Ang kulang mo na lang kay BIR is 140,500. Final answer for number 70 is letter D. Okay, so that's it for tax first reports.